So, what is it that we talk about this time around? Is it myself? Is it you? Is it what the topic here? What is selflessness? What is selfishness? I've been a person that has been selfless for as long as I can remember. Because, in an honest sense, I had no idea who I was. I realized that the writing on the wall, aka being a giver, was someone or something that people always liked to keep handy. And so I realized that that version of value was something that I could offer to the people around me who, in a way, I was thinking might offer me something that they could give. And in another way, maybe they deserve what I know it to be. So, what does it mean to be selfless? Well, it's just simply removing yourself from the equation and doing good for others. A selfless act, they might say. What I've come to learn up until this point in my life is that even if you do provide a selfless act, that isn't necessarily guaranteed that the person on the receiving end is going to understand what your intentions are. Just in the same way that someone around you might want to do something selfless, and yet they may or may not understand you to the point where it's actually selfless. And I know that that's a weird thing to say, but I just said it. The reason I'm saying it this way is because this is the same conversation as being selfish. Because, see, on one end, if someone does something selfless for another, if someone is giving something that's selfless, the receiver should sit there and say, wow, I'm receiving something. I'm grateful for the feeling of receiving. They shouldn't be there to be a judge. They shouldn't be there to be discontent. And they shouldn't be there to be rejecting of it. And yes, you can be picky at the same time. And what I mean by that is that you can pick that feeling that you choose to resonate with when the receiving is happening. And so I've come to learn this at 24, realizing that I have chosen to be selfless for more than 10 years. And B, I have no idea, at least not yet, what happens when I become someone who is selfish. A lot of times the stories we tell ourselves are simply just that, stories. And the more you come to learn about your own story, the more you come to learn about not only your own, but then why others have their own stories. You come to learn what being selfish is. And you come to learn that maybe the beliefs you had at one time may not still mean the same thing today. Granted that you chose to learn something. or you chose to remember something, or you chose to resonate with something. So, what does it mean to be selfish? Well, to be selfish is to focus on whatever it is that you are feeling and to have that be the main thing. And that also happens to be the same thing as what being selfish is. Selfless. Selfless is being, oh wow, the main thing here is that that other person, they should feel good too. Or they deserve this gesture. Or it's favorable for them in this way. It's looking out for somebody. And sometimes it is looking out for yourself. But if you're doing the selflessness as a means to an end, then when are you going to be selfish? And I say that because I'm just not thinking about it that way in the respect to, well, I know that there are times when I'm selfless, and it's the end itself. Because whatever is happening there is whatever is happening there. It's not it being a segue to some other chapter or a part two. It's the whole part, the whole reason. And so being selfish is putting yourself, your focus, and your purpose first and foremost. That's being selfish. Selfish is saying, let me take care of me and mine before I can think about you and yours. And we grow up in a society that is extremely selfish, but prides itself on being selfless and mocks the selfish. It's interesting how that works. What I've come to learn in 24 years of being here on Earth is that the people who are selfless are often externally motivated. They feel that having the approval of others grants them validity in the world. Almost like that they're intangible, kind of. Because only that one person can offer that specific set of selfless things. Being selfish is saying, okay, this is what I deserve. This is what I'm worthy of having. And that's all there is to it. And so being in America, there's so many stories at play that developing one's own puts you at a unique position. It puts you in a position that some people might not see themselves in, or they might not see why. It puts you in a position that requires discipline and a bit of honor, a whole bunch of consistency. Requires starting again, starting over again. And so being selfish is the whole thing. It's, I'm going to determine who I am and what I'm going to do because I know myself that way. And I guess if we were to play the percentage game, that's 33% of the people in the world. While the other 33% is saying, like, oh, I'll go do this job because that's what society deems the path to success being, which people find success in. Because then there's the middle 33% who have every right to be there as the spectator, as the people who know that they already have everything and that they already are everything. And that you could be both selfless and selfish. The people that know when to act in each. And I see that's where I find myself today. Having taken a regression from being selfless to be selfish, in the same way that I take a regression from being an extrovert to being an introvert. In the same way that I realize, you know what? I know where my life is going. I don't need to go over into your life and help you with yours if I'm over here focusing on where mine is taking me. So this part of my life requires the whole letting go and starting again. It's unique and it's different because if I were to look back at the catalog of when was the last time I did this, all I can remember is that this is the start of it happening. And then later I'll be, okay, well, April 2025, that's when I decided, you know what, let's be selfish, see where that takes us. So now thinking about a title for this video. Introvert or extrovert? The path of selfish discovery. Take care. All the best.